Okay. Good evening, brothers and sisters, and wonderful people of this platform and all the audience. All too soon, we have come to the end of the year, and it's like yesterday. So soon, 365 days is gone. The question is, what have we been able to achieve with our lives within these 365 solid days? What kind of impact have we made in our lives and the lives of the people around us? It's not easy to spend so much time, energy, resources and precious moment, and at the end of the 365 days we're unable to touch life, we're unable to do anything meaningful to our lives and the lives around us. So as the year is coming to an end and we're about to step into another year, I would admonish us to introspect, to make assessment of what we've been able to achieve with our lives so far. If what we have achieved with our lives is in line with our purpose, or is not in line with our purpose. These are things we need to find out, because we cannot close the year the same way we close all the previous years. And that is why today it was an inner direction to do this thing. So I had to call the media team this morning, because we were not going to shoot video today. So we're going to give a short notification to officially inform our community, our friends and brothers, of the break that we're going to have. But this done, I go home around 2:20 thereabout a.m. this morning, and then after I took my shower, engaged in a few concentrative exercises, and I was about to sleep just around 3 a.m. thereabout. I had an intuition that I have not spoken about the year 2025 and what is needed to be done for people to get themselves properly prepared to enter into the year 2025. So basically, that is why we are hosting this program. So basically, that's why we are hosting this program. So it was a very short notice I gave to the media team. I just called them this morning, and they've responded adequately. I always tell them our work is like soldier man, because what we do most of the time, the way I try to work with them It's not something that we really prepare everything, or we have a 6 months program or a 1 year lay down program. But majority of what we do, and even the things that I say, even the topics that I talked about, most of the time are topics that, if we decide to talk about, let's say fasting, the one we just concluded, are topics that I'll be sitting in the office maybe the day we want to shoot, and I'll meditate, and so what do I talk about? And there's time that I talk about fasting. Then I'll quickly have to liaise to them to create a topic. So there are times even to coin the heading or the theme. They are sitting right in front of the computer whilst I am contemplating and meditating on how to structure the theme. So it is not something that we post production, which is pre-designed or pre-arranged or pre-discussed program. So I've always told them that we are like soldier men in battlefield. Anytime we are called, we should be ready to respond, and this is what life is all about. Because ours is a mission, and we don't direct the mission. The mission is directed from higher intelligences. So there are times I really I am tired, they are tired, and we want to just take a break or something, but they ask you to go on. There are times I really don't feel too well in my body, not because I'm literally sick, but I'm really tired and exhausted. But they tell you don't sleep, go ahead. So you have to go. So our work is like a soldier, and the work of every spiritual seeker must be like a soldier. So as the information came this morning that we need to shoot this video, I quickly called them, and then they have responded, and that's why we are here. So we are looking at our preparedness for the coming year. But before we go on to that topic, because today we're not going to talk very long, it's a very short sermon, there's a very short presentation I'm going to make. Before we go on to the topic, I would like to thank all those who have supported us through the thin and thick of this year, throughout this whole period of 365 solid days. Those who have assisted us, I just want to say thank you for your effort, for your time, for your money, for your advice, for your direction, and for everything that you have done. Some we are not even aware of, because if you are praying for us in your closet, we are not aware of it. But the universe knows it. God knows it. And we say we are most grateful. I just want to thank all of you. It's been a hard journey. It's not been an easy one. It's been a tough one. But all being equal, God has been gracious unto us, and He has brought us this far. And it's my prayer that next year would be a better year, a year that people would focus more on things that really matter, and not things that are not too relevant. As I always said, that someday we're all going to leave this world, and that you and I know, it's guaranteed, it has been signed. Okay, that page of our life, the last page of our life, has already been filled and signed. So there's no escape. But in between the first page that was written, that would be the day of our birth, and the last page that has been written by the hands of Divinity, that would be the day of our exit. In between that first page of our lives and the last page of our lives are filled with blank pages. Some have certain topics, some have no topics, some have captions, some have no captions, but they are filled with blank pages that we need to fill the content with our lives. And it's either we are filling the content of our lives in those blank pages with unconditional love, with compassion, with forgiveness, with non-judgmentalism, with kindness, with respect to all life, with truthfulness, with honesty, with loving heart and anything which is good, or we are filling the pages of that part of our lives with bitterness, with hatred, with jealousy, with unforgiveness, with meanness, with unjustness, with malice, witchcraft, enviness, and all the ills and bads of societal influences. So it's the choice we have to make, because we live in a world of duality. We are spoken a lot about this world, and yet there are more for us to learn. So it's either we are living a life of goodness or we are living a life of evil. There's no middle way. Okay? It's either you are for good or you are for evil. And that is what there is. And this is what determines how our life unfolds. So I just want to thank each and every soul. If I said I will mention names, I may skip some names. But I just want to say I'm very much grateful. Very, very much grateful for all your assistance and your help so far. I'm very, very, very much grateful. Honestly speaking, I'm very much grateful that you have availed yourself for these spiritual intelligences to use you as a virtue to see to it that we have gotten to where we have gotten to. So as the year goes to a close, I want to bless you and I want to thank you. I want to pray to the universe that the universe will see to your needs and attend to your deepest desires that are of good and are of love, that at the end of the day you may come to the full awareness of your own realization and find a path which will lead you to eternal bliss. This is my honest prayer and my Christmas wish and my New Year wishes to you, that as we enter into year 2025, you find your path, find that which works for you materially and spiritually, and you should be led by the inner master, the inner guru, which is the only true master and the only true guru that will never lie to you, the only true teacher that will never lie to you. Let that inner light, let that divine self of yours, let that your own divinity lead you in the coming year. Don't put too much of your hope on men. Don't put too much of your hope on astrologers. Don't put too much of your hope on numerologists. Don't put too much of your hope on prophets. Don't put too much of your hope on pastors. Put all your hope on the divine God that dwells within you and the divine God that created the universe. Put all your hope on your own divinity. Seek that divinity inside you. Protect it with every strength that you have within your personality, and guard it with all the energy within your personality. But that is the only thing that will lead you into the path of righteousness and into the path of prosperity. Because don't forget, in this world that we are, everybody is seeking his own interest. We have very, 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 very minute people, very few people who are self-denied their personal happiness and comfort for the good of all humanity, for the collective good of all existence. Very, very, very few people. And these few people are the enlightened souls. They are the enlightened beings. The majority of the people you see, including all these so-called spiritual mystical teachers, each and everybody is seeking his own interest. Each and everybody is doing that which will benefit him. Very few, handful, very few are those who are serving the collective agenda for human elevation. So that is why I advise you that do not put your trust in anybody, because maybe you may not find the one who has denied himself or herself for the collective good of the human conscious elevation. A lot of people are speaking in this regard, as telling you to awaken your consciousness, but all these are being done with an ulterior motive behind. Seek God yourself. Seek for the truth yourself. Seek for knowledge yourself. And develop yourself. And develop yourself. But that is the only thing that you need in the years to come. Because don't forget that after 2025, we are going to 2026, which is going to be a new beginning. But the question is, a new beginning of what? So my brothers and sisters, do not allow your effort, your sacrifices, and your giving and your sweat to be wasted. All the time you spend on the internet, these are priceless things, because the only thing which is the priceless gift that humanity has is time. Each and every second that goes by, our days on earth are wearing out. So we don't have time to waste. All too soon, look at 365 days is gone out of our lives. But what have we been able to achieve so far? Have we progressed? Are we stagnant? Or have we retrogressed? Both physically, financially, materially, and spiritually. These are things that we need to find for ourselves. So, as you dedicate your time, your money to support our programs, as you dedicate your money to buy data, and as you dedicate your priceless essence, which is what we call time, and which is all that you have in this planet Earth is time. All that you have that constitutes your existence is time. Your entire existence is measured in time. So time is all that you have. Do not waste it going forward, please. Especially going forward in 2029. Seek for authentic knowledge. Don't waste your time surfing the internet for all unnecessary, because the internet is full of new age messages. The internet is full of new age preachers. The internet is full of new age spiritualists. The internet is full of new age mystic people. And this new age knowledge does not inure to the benefit of your soul ascension and your soul liberation. Because where the knowledge is coming from and the influences of this knowledge, and that is why most of these new age teachings do not emphasize an upright lifestyle of morality and ethics, lifestyle of godliness, lifestyle of goodness. They don't emphasize on those things, because these new age spiritual teachings are not working to the ascension and to the elevation of your soul. They only talk about conscious awakening. But conscious awakening is still within the realms of limits, and the soul expands beyond the realms of limit, and the divine self expands into the realm of limitlessness, where the soul will one day have an ascension and depart from this material body. And what will be the fate of this soul when it exits this material container? They don't talk about it. And that is why you have to be careful. If the teachings has always been about material gain, jiwe fa ko dware na wo yere mpa wo jiwe fa ko dwa na okrumpa jiwe fa ko yewe na usika sem ye jiwe fa ko yewe na nkofo mpa wasem jiwe fa ko yewe. It's all about materialism. This is the new age teachings. It's not about the development of the soul. It's not about upright living. It's not about putting up a moral standard, a high moral standard. It's not about human dignity. It's not about human righteousness. It's not about human truthful living. It's not about human living a life of unconditional love. Because all these things develop your inner self and allows your divine nature to express itself and to glow and inevitably attain ascension into eternal bliss. So be mindful when all the teachings you follow is just about materialism, or carnal knowledge. Going to 2025, which is number 9, we must change our way of life. And that is why I'm here to admonish you according to the inspiration I had this morning. My question to you is, how well are you prepared for the year 2025? How well are you prepared to enter into the year 2025? That is my question. And that is why I sit here this evening. How well are we prepared to enter into the year 2025? How well are we prepared to cross over into the year 2025? Are we crossing over to the year 2025 with this our old lifestyle? Are we crossing over to the year 2025 with all the spiritual baggages of curses, of evil eye, of evil enchantment, of evil spell that people have invoked against us? Are we crossing over with this baggage? Are we crossing over with our own internal ill energies that we have created as a result of our imbalanced emotional state? Are we crossing over with all this baggage? Because when you keep crossing over with all this baggage, the truth of the matter is that our life is not going to get any better. Because the intelligences, the elite people that want to control this physical dimension are already creating things to make life more difficult for you already, and for me, for all of us. And we cannot, by our own contribution, add to what they intend to do, and they are already doing. So these people are creating unconducive conditions through politics, systems, isms, and schisms to make life unbearable and uncomfortable, so as we will lose our human divinity and we become purely materialized. Then we become like zombies, because to be carnally minded is death. You become like a zombie. A zombie is somebody who is dead. He has no conscience, he has no will, he has no desire. It's just like he operates on instincts. And this is what they want to take. They want to take our humanness from us. They want to take our divinity from us. So we become like zombies. So all we desire and all the quest we have in our innermost self is to satisfy our sensual and material gratification. This is what they want to turn us into. And we cannot give them the chance to do that. And if we cannot give them the chance to do this to us, we cannot also create circumstances that would augment what they will intend to do to us. We need to polish our space. We need to, clean ourselves. Because much already is going on behind the scenes. A lot of things are going on behind the scenes. And as we enter into 2025, which will be the closure for divine perfection, and 2026 is going to be number 1, which is going to be a beginning or a commencement where it's going to be influenced by certain category of leadership, because number one is signifies leadership, at the same time signify beginning. 9 signifies completion. 9 signifies divine influence. 9 signifies philanthropy, giving, kindness, because you are coming to a closure and then you are going to have a new beginning. How well are we preparing ourselves to cross over into 2025 and to prepare ourselves to begin in 2020, to have a new beginning in 2026, and to work under the new leadership that the universe is going to put in place? And everything is intelligently designed, and it's so beautiful that this elite, ill influence people are trying to obstruct the divine order. But 2029 going, the divine order will be at large, reordering his planet, and we don't need to be resistance to the reordering of our planet and our lives. We need to be a contributor and a helper to the realignment of this universe. So the question again is, how much are you prepared to cross over into year 2025, which is the year of divine favor, divine completeness, divine kindness? How are you prepared? Most often than not, we cross over to the following year with all the baggages, with all the curses, with all the spells, with all the evil enchantment that has been directed towards our being and make us struggle in the previous year. We cross over with all these things. So we even begin the year with this burden. And these burdens are invisible burdens which are there, but they are obstacles in our way, making lives unbearable. There are burdens, invisible burdens on our finances. There are invisible burdens on our marriages. There are invisible burdens on our family, our kids, our spouses. There are invisible burdens on our businesses. And there are invisible burdens on our spiritual ascension. These are all burdens which are there. And have you asked yourself, why can't you just sit down and meditate for 2 hours without your brain juggling and you feeling tired and stressed out and worn out? There is an unbearable energy, invisible, unbearable energy. Have you ever asked yourself, why just can't you be forgiven? Why? You just can't forgive people. Why is it that you can't just let go? Somebody does something, you are in town, somebody talks anyhow to you, you can't just let go. Somebody wrongs you, you can't just let go. You can't just forgive. Have you asked yourself why? Because these are invisible baggages. And you don't have to cross over to 2025 with these baggages, because they are too much of a burden for you to bear. And you've battled with it for all these years, and you've been struggling with it all these years. Today I'm here to announce to you that you have to take off those burden. You have to drop the burden. Because there are so many things I see people who think what they are doing is life. I see people with a life of pettiness. I see people with a life of enviness. I see people living a life of jealousy. I see people living a life of backbiting, gossip. I see people living a life of covetousness, greed, unforgiveness, uncompassionate people. And they think it is life. In their own understanding, in their own perspective, they think it is life. But in the perspective of divinity, it's a burden that you have carried all your life. Some people have even lived this life and they've gotten sicknesses. Some of them have gotten heart enlargement because they've never learned to forgive, to let go, to detach themselves. People are having issues with hypertension because they cannot let go. Forgiveness. You see, and let me talk about forgiveness. The forgiveness and reconciliation, they are two different things. It is mandatory for you to forgive all your offenders, but it is not mandatory for a reconciliation. For instance, I can decide to forgive you. It is mandatory for me to forgive you. It's a divine order because it is for your own good. It is so to me the cheni pakono. But say me fa say obeye madam for biom and I say me fa say na yete dada no e be san atena sa biom. We call it reconciliation. That is a choice. It is not mandatory. So let us get this line straight. When somebody else has offended you, it is mandatory by divine law for you to forgive that person, but it is not mandatory for you to reconcile with that person. And sometimes this is where people get it wrong, and they think that by forgiving the person, you have reconciled with the person. No. The reconciliation is your choice. If you so please, you want to be with the person again, that is your divine right, and it's your divine choice. But with forgiveness, there's nothing you can do about it. You must forgive. That is why when some of the disciples came to Jesus Christ and asked him question about forgiveness, that how many times can one forgive somebody that has offended him? Jesus Christ give them 777 times 7 or something. That is limitless. So forgiveness is mandatory. And the truth of the matter, that the forgiveness sets your own soul free. Because you who is unforgiving, you harbor the pain, you harbor the bitterness in you. And the person is walking out there free. Maybe it doesn't even know you are harboring unforgiveness against him or her. And he'll be living his life and you'll be suffering. So as we enter into the year 2025, we need to make an introspection. How have you lived our lives? Have you lived our lives based on forgiveness, kindness, unconditional love? Or we've lived our lives creating unnecessary burden for ourselves? I want us to take a very short reading from the book of Psalms, because I know 2029 has a lot of good things for us, because it's a year of philanthropy. The universe is going to be very philanthropic to all of us. It has always been philanthropic, but this time around, the energy that is going to take charge is going to rule over philanthropy. So there will be a lot of giving out of love and compassion and divine light and divine sound. There's going to be so much giving out in the year we are going to go in. The universe is going to give enough energy, enough light. God is going to give enough illumination to our planet. Yet if we don't prepare ourselves to harness this illumination, and it falls into the wrong people's hands, they are going to use it wrongly. This illumination we are talking about is intelligence. We are all seeking to be blessed, but are we prepared to be blessed? 2029, there will be a lot of blessings flowing to our universe, but are we prepared? So let's read the book of Psalms, Psalm chapter 1. It's a very common verse which I love because my father showed me when I finished secondary school that I should live my life around it. We are reading Psalm chapter 1, verse 1 to 6. It says that, Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. What is the law of the Lord? We need to find out. We come to that one. So underline that one, or pen it down. What is the law of the Lord? And upon his law does he meditate day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of waters, that bringeth its fruit in its season. His leaf shall never wither, and whatsoever he does shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. So this is what the book of Psalm is saying. That going into the year 2025, if you want to be blessed, there's a way you have to live your life. You can't just live anyhow and you expect to be blessed. And this is the reason why in the previous years we struggle with our blessings. And there's nothing like divine provision in our lives. But once we begin to align our lives with divine purpose and with the laws that governs divinity, or with the laws of God, or with the laws of the Lord, divine merit begins to be released, and then doors begin to open for us easily and effortlessly. So if you do not want to have struggles with your blessings in the year 2025, and you want to be a blessed person, you must not walk in the counsel of the ungodly. Menji efutu enfri obia unim ob nyame hunim de. Don't take advice from people who haven't got love in their hearts. Don't take advice from people who haven't got forgiveness in their hearts. Don't take advice from people who have no compassion in their hearts. And also, do not stand in the way of sinners. Don't have friendship and congregation. When we say sinners, people who have chosen to break the law of divinity, the law that governs our universe. They've chosen to go the opposite to love. They've chosen to go the opposite to compassion. They've chosen to go the opposite to forgiveness. These are ungodly people. And don't make a mistake that all people you see in this world are coming from God. Don't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, you are deceived. There are people, God created all things, but in within it they are creation. God created all things, but you cannot tell me this microphone was created by God. You cannot tell me this spectacles case was created by God, but God is the supreme creator. So don't think that God created human beings, so every human being you see manifested from the God dimension, for the dimension of unconditional love. You don't make a mistake. There are some people who emanated from the satanic kingdom into this our earth space to mislead God's children, the children of light, into evil. So you must be careful, even who you take as a friend, going forward in 2025. He said, for they will come to you as wolves, but in sheep's clothing. They wouldn't tell you the truth, that you cannot live your life in sexual unorganized sexual lifestyle and expect blessings from divinity. You cannot engage in indiscriminate, immoral sex life, sleeping with any man that you see that comes your way, and sleeping with any woman that comes your way, and expect blessings from divinity. Because the human dignity must be preserved. We have the right and the responsibility to preserve our divinity and to preserve our dignity. So you cannot derogate the human divinity and the human integrity and the human dignity and expect any good thing from the universe, from God, through the universe. No. And this is what they don't tell you. And that is why you're struggling. It's like you go to the hospital and the doctor does not tell you that drinking soda will make your sickness worse. So he's giving you medicine and you're drinking soda, so you always have to go to him. That is where we find ourselves. So they don't tell us the causes of our predicament, or how our that most of the things that are disturbing us, most of the things that is creating confusion in our marriages, confusion in our families, confusion in our businesses, destroying our financial life, is because you are not living a life of morality. You are not keeping to the divine tenets. We don't live a life of human dignity. And because of this kind of life that we live, it creates space for any evil spell or any evil enchantment that is waged against us to penetrate into our etheric field, which is our energy field, our magnetic field. But they won't tell you. They won't tell you that the only way to guard your magnetic field and to protect and to shield your magnetic field is to live a life which is in alignment with the laws of the Lord, which is the laws of divinity. They won't tell you that, because they need you to be vulnerable, they need you to be exposed, and they need you to be weak, so that they can always have their hands to control you and you become their puppet. Because letting you know the facts there is, you will realize your own divinity and you become too powerful for them to control. And you become self-aware that you wouldn't be going to them every now and then for them to exploit you, so they wouldn't let you know. And that is why, for this reason, even the church rooms is filled with materialism and not personal development. Theology is more oriented towards promises which they cannot fulfill, and it's not directed towards personality, developing the personality and the persona of the Christian body. And we cannot continue the way we are continuing and expect different results. And I'm here to announce to you that the only reason why good things aren't coming our way, and the reason why we are struggling with life, is because we are not living our lives in alignment with the law of the Lord. It's as simple as that. Because the law of the Lord, or the Lord that created this universe, put everything in alignment with a particular law. And we need to live by this law. And that is why when Jesus came in the book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 19 thereabout, he said that, don't think that I have come to destroy the law and the prophets. I didn't come to do that, but I came to fulfill it, to establish it. Because the whole universe is governed by laws. The whole universe is governed by two things: laws, mathematical laws, governs everything. And you must learn to understand and to read in between the lines. So I always tell people that a reading calculation. Your calculation now read it, time over apply your calculation. So if you're not good at calculation and you're not good at reading, then you have a problem. And that is why calculation and reading is fundamental in every child's educational system. So you cannot live anyhow as a divine being and think and still think you will attract certain good things. And this is the only reason why we are struggling in our lives. So going forward in 2025, if you want to seek morality, seek uprightness, seek after the divine law, seek after divine wisdom, seek after divine understanding, seek after divine knowledge, for these things will save you beyond 2025. Because beyond 2025, we're going to have a whole different experiences altogether. And these are the things that can save you beyond 2025. So, okay, let's read Isaiah chapter 33. Uzziah Moma. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6 to 8. Isaiah 33, verse 6 to 8. Verse 6, Isaiah 33, verse 6 said that, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. When you say fear, not as in the literal meaning of fear, but the love, fear in terms of love. You understand? So it actually is the love of the Lord is his treasure. So you must seek after knowledge, and we must seek after wisdom. And it is this wisdom and knowledge that we seek after that will make us stable in 2029 and beyond. Because the Bible says that in the Romans, ye shall know the truth, and then the truth would set you free. So you must access wisdom and access knowledge. And that is what is going to bring you the necessary breakthrough and stability. Because a lot of people, when the AI is fully integrated, a lot of people will be destabilized. And he's telling you, in that time, what is going to make you stable is wisdom and knowledge. You have knowledge and how to properly apply the knowledge. That is what is going to make you stable in that time. That is the time of artificial intelligence. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 8. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 8. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 8. Sorry, I got disconnected. I was receiving information, so I got disconnected. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 8. It says that let's read verse 7. Sorry, verse 7. It says that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. It's a wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom is the principal thing. And in all thy gettings, get understanding. Because the years that we are going to go into after 2029 and beyond, if you don't have understanding of life, It will be quite disturbing for you not to have, for you not to possess the understanding of life in the years ahead of us. And you must develop wisdom. And that is why I'm focusing so much attention on the personality development, so that in that time and age, you know how to go inside and tap for divine wisdom, tap into the divine reservoir of spiritual intelligences. Because if you're unable to do that in the years ahead of you, let us say you are in the years ahead of us, it will be a pity. It is years of destabilization. Listen, families will be destabilized. I don't know if you really have read extensively about the New World Order or the unipolar world order. This is the anticipation. And that's the reason why they want to reduce the world population by 1/3, so that they can control the population of the world and then fully and properly implement the unipolar world order or the single world government or the one world order. And if you know the content, some of the discussions they are having when you go to these economic forums, if you know classified informations and what they intend to do, a lot of family will be destabilized. Even your own children will be taken away from you. You don't have the right to determine what the children will be taught at school. And it has started already in a very nice way. Your democracy will be taken away from you. The church we see today, they will be stripped off even the little authority that they have. There's going to be a new introduction of church. So we are entering into an era of destabilization. And a lot of people will be destabilized. And that's where frustration, depression, and stress will go all-time high. I'm not talking about 2029. I am speaking beyond 2029. For 2029, it's going to be a beautiful year. Yes, it's going to be a beautiful year. All you need to do, 2025, which is the number 9, is a year of philanthropy, a year of divine perfection, and it's a closure. So it's going to be 2025 will be a very beautiful year. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about beyond 2025, going to 2030. Our world is going to change so drastically, and a lot of people will be destabilized when they fully integrate this GAI system, which is the General Artificial Intelligence System, where now there will be proper robotic programming, where now robots will be behaving like human beings and will be given the opportunity to have human intelligence and to feel and to be able to have certain space to take their own decision. These are humanoids. I don't think you phantom what I'm talking about. I don't think you understand what I'm talking about. Today I took my family to the poolside, and a whole year gone by, they've not really have a good time with me, and they never had a good part of me. So I said, no, whatever the cost may be, I will still have to take them. So I'll take them to the poolside for the kids to have a little time. And I just sat and I watch the level of integration into materialism and sensual gratification, and the apex of deception. I told my wife and my friend that these elite have done very well, because they can just decide to control the whole world by their decision, and they have put in systems and measures in place that makes it easy for them to program everybody in the world, or majority of the people in the world, because they have created a system that has kept the people ignorant, and the people more or less have become like zombies. And so once this elite in society gets what they want to transmit out there, and they use their media outlets to send out the information, because these people, we are zombies and we are ignorant and we are uninformed, we just follow suit. In the years after 2025, there will be a lot of destabilization. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs. A lot of people are going to lose their family life. So we need to wake up. And that is why I'm pushing, because in that day and time, it is only the access to knowledge and wisdom that will make us stabilize again. And how do you access wisdom? And how do you access this knowledge? And how do you access understanding? It is for you to learn how to go inside and pay attention. It is for you to learn how to go inside and pay attention. When something is bothering you, you can go inside and ask, because a lot of things will be changed in our society. A lot of information you see on the internet will be scrutinized. And the time is coming, you will not even have it no more. That's what the Bible says, that the time is coming where people will run helter-skelter to and fro looking for the word of God, and then they will not have it. Not the word of God, just that the Bible is talking about the intelligences. All these things will be scrutinized, and then at a certain point in time, gotten rid out of the system, and so as to keep more people ignorant. So 2029, you must invest a lot of time and energy into acquiring any form of skill that will make you access knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. This is the only tool you need in the years ahead. And the grace period we have is 2025. After 2025, we have about 5 years to 2030. And I am telling you, their target is 2030. I have told you their target is 2030. They are working and doing everything possible that by the year 2030, they can fully integrate the system. That is the agenda. By the year 2030, they should be able to fully integrate it. Do you think all this thing, digitalization they are doing and all this thing, do you think what is that purpose? Do you know what purpose it is? It is all geared towards that integration of system. And their target is to be able to do it by the year 2030. This, you go to the internet, you won't get any information on it. That is their target. The world elites that are being influenced by non-benevolent, hostile phantom energies, their target is the year 2030. That anti-God individuals, their target is the year 2030. And whether you like it or not, it's gonna come. And even some of these people, they don't know about it because they are just pawns. They are just zombies. Some of these people, you revere them in your country as presidents and all those things. They are, because you see, the black man has not been able to develop himself to be able to go inside and access information. So to this elite in society who has developed a little bit of person and they reach out inside, unfortunately they reach out to the left side of the energy and tap into information. That's why their type of development, their agenda is tilted towards the destruction of human divinity, because they tap into the left hand energy, which its purpose is to destroy human divinity. So we need to wake up that in the year 2025, we must do anything possible to get wisdom, to get knowledge, and to get understanding. Well, this is the only thing that will make us distinct and set us free and stabilize us in the years after the 2025. So these are things you should be thinking of whilst you are preparing yourself to step into 2025. 2025, I don't really want to talk too much about it, because the only thing I will tell you is you have to do a lot of charity work, philanthropy work, help people, help friends, help orphans, help widows, help widowers. You understand? People in need, help them, because it's a year of philanthropy. It's the energy that controls, the vibration that controls 2005 is the vibration which is influenced by philanthropy. So people who do a lot of philanthropy, maybe I'll take time to talk about giving, what truly giving is. And so I know people do giving and they give anyhow. And what they don't attract blessings for their giving because they don't give according to divine will. They don't give according to the law of God. So you must give, but give according to the law of God. When I say the law of God, I'm not talking about tithing. The law of God means that you have to give according to the law of the natural world, according to the law of the universal, according to the universal law, according to the natural law, and according to the divine law. You have to give according to these three laws. That is the law of the Lord. The law of the Lord is not only this Bible. No. For his word is written in trees, it's written in the rocks, it's written in anything animate and inanimate. And his law is actually the configuration of our DNA. The law of the Lord is actually configured into our DNA. So 2025, make sure you are going to give. And I am telling people that begin the year 2025 with giving. Begin it with giving. It's something I'm going to do. Okay, because everything I say is everything I practice. Myself, I was discussing with my wife this morning, that we need to do some charity work. We need to do some saraka. The Jews call it chideka. You need to do something. Beginning. I am beginning the 1st January with giving. And you must give to support a wealthy cause. You just don't give anyhow. People wake up, and a friend of mine wanted to give goodies to a charity home. So he wanted to go to Osu Children's Home. And I said, look, there are a lot of charity homes that are very small, nobody knows them, and they are struggling to take care of the kids. Why is it that when you all wake up, you all send everything to Osu Children's Home? Why is it that when you wake up, you all send everything to children? And they are charity, little charity, and you see them, they are doing the real work. Yet they don't have support. And in most cases, people who are doing the real work are the people that the world doesn't identify with to support them. They want to identify with names that has made it big. Also children's home, or this spiritual person, or this pastor. But you can see a pastor in your church. You look at his shoes and you see that this guy is suffering. Even the head pastor doesn't take good care of him. As a church member, if you have any giving, give to that pastor. Put a smile in his soul and in his heart. How do you keep giving to somebody who is already a multi-billionaire, who have luxury cars, luxury homes, luxury apartments, and you keep giving? While there are other people down there who want to rise up to the ladder, and they need this giving will change their lives. And these people, when you give them, they treasure that giving. They treasure that giving. They obi wo ho a ochene 100 million on say watching iska, because on he's made it big. But obi wo ho a ochene 100 million, he holds you in high esteem. And it is how a person is responsive to the giving that you give him makes him radiate energy, and that energy goes into the universe. That's why I will have to take time to explain giving. Say ochemade and adena an kama koma, and I'm not grateful. That giving is a useless giving. I can tell you for a fact, because it is not your giving that brings you the results, but it is the recipient's energy that he emits out of gladness and gratitude that brings you the blessings. That is why when Jesus Christ was taking offering, it wasn't taking up, but it was showing how to give. And there were rich people, and there was a poor woman, a widow, and this poor widow gave all that she had. I'm not saying give all you have to pastors or to charity. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm giving you understanding about something. that when you are giving, give to somebody or give to people who would generate opposite reaction energy to go into the universe, so that it will be recognized, because that energy is the energy of gratitude, the energy of sincere thanksgiving. That is it. That is why we have to resolve. And that is why a lot of people, oh sorry now come on, say better fragile, oh sorry now come on, let's say yeah President Akufo-Addo Okomano 10,000 Ghana cedis, you won't have any blessing, because that 10,000 doesn't move him. He doesn't see it as money. He's the president of Ghana. He doesn't see it as money, so you're not going to have any blessing. But when you give the 10,000 Ghana cedis to a widow, bia ebia ne dwetire nyina 50 Ghana cedis, and ne dwetire nyina all the ton gari na esichire no 100 Ghana cedis. Now to me command 10,000 Ghana cedis forever. If you don't take time, this woman will be praying for you forever. You are the woman's God on earth. That is what brings blessings. This is what sends signals to the universe, and that is what attracts blessings. And that is why you are giving, you are supporting people, and the blessings and your problems are still there, because these blessings are not magnetized. There's no appreciation which generates gratitude energy into the universe for the cosmos to respond to that gratitude energy. So learn how to give, and give in such a way that that giving touches the heart of people. Give in such a way that that giving touches, it transforms the state of the person's consciousness. And at best, you have to attach love to that giving. I always tell my friends, money is used to do two things, in my opinion. And that is my opinion. Money is meant to do two things. If you have money, one, you must use the money to save lives. When I say save lives, not only a person who is dying. You must use money to save life, and you must use money to support other worthy causes. And this is one of the things I had a big problem with my former church that I attended to. That there was a declaration that we should buy a car for our pastor. One person said that he saw a vision that we should buy a car for our pastor. And as at the time, I think the pastor was riding the latest BMW. And I woke up and I said, look, are you telling me that the angel or whoever gave you that vision, or the Holy Spirit, didn't see this widow who is struggling, taking care of the grandchildren because his son is dead? And then the Holy Spirit, then the angel didn't tell you for us to assist that guy, but the Holy angel told you to buy a car for somebody who is riding the latest car. I said, what kind of Holy Spirit is that? What kind of angel is that? Then I became the public enemy. And ever since then, I've never enjoyed church, because I don't see which kind of and there's this popular deceptive teaching that when you give to somebody who already has, he has a grace upon it. It's a lie. It's a lie. I'm telling you, it's a lie. That when you give to a man of God who is already rich, because of the unction, is it unction, or the energy he carries, then you give. It's a lie. It's a palpable lie. I am telling you, it's a lie. And that is why you have been given and the blessing is not coming, because you have to prove it for yourself. That if what they are telling you, that when you give to a man of God who is already rich, he carries certain unction, why is it that you are giving and still the blessing is not coming? You see, the point is they've programmed you. They have programmed the way you think, so you don't have independent mind of our own. If you want to have a blessing, make sure you channel your giving to the place that your giving is highly recognized and highly appreciated with gratitude. Let me tell you one of the givings that ever touched my heart, and I always talk about it. I always talk about it. When I set up my first office, the first office for the Way Network, I don't know what happened. I think the pipe was off. The tap went off. So either it was a visitor who came in and opened the tap on, or one of the staff opened the tap on. I don't know what happened. That I can justify. I have struggled with the little that I have without any donation from anybody to rent the office and to furnish the office with computers, put the carpet and everything in place. Single-handedly, no having donation from anybody. Only for me to get to the office one day, open it, and the whole place was flooded. The whole place was flooded. You have to scoop out water, carry the carpet and squeeze them, and then how to put them in a friend's car and send it for laundry. The computer sat in water. Everything was flooded. As soon as I got to the office, when I opened our step, that chow, my leg went to chow. So we cleared everything. That day I was having a visitor, one of my members, and that made me respect this man so much in my life. That day the man gave me 5,000 cedis. Well, he didn't tell me because of the flood, whatever it is, but whatever condition is, or he asked me, so maybe he may not even remember. His name is Mr. Adams. Ever since then, is the gift that I have received that touched my innate soul. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm not talking about when I started spiritually. I'm talking about the whole of my life. It's not because the 5,000 he gave me was something too big that me won't be that. You understand? But the time now this kind of man, and I didn't know what he thought before giving me the money. But I saw it as he was touched by the devastating condition of the place, and that's why I gave him the money. So the conditions under which I do, and the mommy having gratitude. How be that day? A lot of people came. They came and they went. They came and they went. They came and they went. They came to receive whatever they want to receive, get the counsel when they want, and they left. You understand? You see, so I'm giving you this scenario for you to know how you give that touches the heart of people. And it is that touching of the heart of the person that generates energy into the universe. Was just imagine you single-handed struggle to put a office, rent an office, furnish the place, design the place and everything, and you come one day and water just flood the whole place. You scoop up the carpet, scoop out water, get the computers to dry them, everything, and then a friend comes in or somebody comes in to visit in the office and is going and it gives you this amount. It didn't say get and use it to buy A, B, C, D, or gets to fix it, but it says get this amount of money. And I asked him, Mr. Adam, this is too much. He said, no, Mr. Mensah, what you are doing, we cannot pay you, but this is the little gratitude I can give to support. That giving he gave me, I have never ever forgotten that thing in the whole of my lifetime. Maybe as at the time, the money I had in the bank was more than that. But I don't know how to explain it, and I have never forgotten that giving. It's one of the giving that since I started my mission has stuck on my mind. 5,000 and Jessica what you say, people are giving, and this man has supported us in several ways. Just that he doesn't want me to talk about it, so that's why I decided to keep it down. But in all the giving, that 5,000 touched my soul. Abraham knows that every time I talk to him about it. Every time, anytime I'm talking about giving, I talk to him about that 5,000 that Mr. Adams gave me. It touched my soul. So this is how you give. Give to people that the giving will touch the person's soul. 2025, this is the kind of giving you have to give. Give to people that the giving will touch their souls. Don't give to people who already have and they are already satisfied and they have in excess. Give to people who need it. This is where divinity will recognize your giving. Go out there. There are a lot of people who need. Just that you're not paying attention. Pay attention to your community. I'm not saying give the money to me. Yes, I need assistance to run up the place and all those things. But I'm still giving it to you. If divinity touches your heart, I will go and support Mr. Minister with all this. That is beautiful. But I'm saying give in general. Give to people who really, really, really need. Help the needy. Help the widows. Help the widowers. Help the orphans. This is what the Bible says. This is what the word of God says. He didn't say give to the rich who is already richer to make him more richer. He said give to the widow, give to the orphans, give to the needy. And he said nobody gives in such a way. And it says that, no, I think it says that when you give in such a way, I owe you God, and there's nobody that God owes that God will not repay. Why? Because in such giving, it goes directly into the universe, and the universe will return that gesture. Because when you give in that way, the person's gratitude goes into the universe, and the universe assimilates the person's gratitude. And once that gratitude is assimilated, in due time and appropriate time, the universe will return that gesture back to the source. So in 2025, learn to give. Learn to give, but learn to give appropriately. Now, going into 2025, you need to take, that is what you have to do in 2025, giving predominantly. The other things I'll teach along the line, but giving will be throughout. You'll be doing it throughout your lifetime in 2025. Now, going to 2025, proud to crossing over 30th, though we are using a Gregorian calendar according to the divine calendar. We've yet not crossed over yet, but now we have come to accept the Gregorian calendar, so let's go by it. So before we cross over to 2025, okay, you need to assess your life. See where you need to forgive people. See where you need to let go of some pain. See where you need to let go of some bitterness, anger, jealousy, covetousness, anything which is that has become a burden and has made you heavy laden. You need to sit down and put them on pen and paper and trash them out. I remember one of the crossover nights, I wrote certain characters of mine I didn't want. I wrote them on a tissue paper. I held them and I spoke affirmation upon them, put them in the toilet bowl and flushed it. Since that day up to now, I have never fallen victim to that life again. You see, there are petty things, but this I was directed to do. This I was directed to do. It may not be good for you because I was directed in a particular time to be able to handle that weakness of mine. So that is why, prior to 31st night, make some time to fast and introspect a day or two. For me, I'm going to do 3 days fasting and introspection and meditation, starting from 29th, 30th, and 31st. I think I told you 29th, 30th, and 31st. On the first, I'm going to eat I'm going to do good work, I'm going to do charity and then enjoy. You understand? Because when I do charity, I have to do charity too for myself. Because charity begins at home. So charity begins with yourself. So I'm going to do charity, I'm going to enjoy life, make myself happy, give the best things in life to myself, and give some to the community. So I give to the world within me, and I give to the world without me, around me. So that is going to be my 31st. But prior to that, I'm going to do introspection about, now my introspection is not about me, but it's about my mission and the work I'm called to do. So I'm going to do introspection about what I've done right, what they think I didn't do right. I'm going to do meditation and do prayer. When I say fasting and prayer. I'm talking about the white fast, not the general fast. That's what I'm talking about. So make some time, even if a day, fast in a day, get yourself locked up, go into recession, hibernation. We call it spiritual hibernation. Go into hibernation, close your doors. Don't allow light to come into your room. Okay, close all the curtains. If you're a married man, and that's where the problem is. If you don't have the luxury of doing that, you can also do your regular you can do your spiritual fast, but in the regular way. Okay, but I'm telling them all, go back to your mother's womb. Let no light come inside. Close up all your curtains. Be in a room. If it's one day, 24 hours, just be there and do introspection as you fast and you pray and you do affirmation and you meditate and you meditate and you meditate and you meditate. Focus yourself on your life and your mission in life. You begin to have revelations. Things you think you didn't do right. Things you did right, but you didn't do it to its utmost best. And all those things. You take pen and paper, write everything down. Your weaknesses in terms of character, in terms of your relationship, in terms of your dealings with people, your weakness in terms of your business, your weakness in terms of your relationships. Okay, your marriage and all. If you're not married, if you are going to school, so your schooling and everything, do introspection. Put them down. Okay, then what are the weaknesses? Where did you go wrong? Where did you go right? Where did you had it right but you didn't implement it to its full measure to get a full benefit? Where did you get the full benefit and you misappropriated the full benefit? You put all these things down. It gives you a better perspective and it informs your resolution. People do resolutions without distance, and then they carry all the baggages to cross over with their new resolutions, and then it creates more mess for them. And then they'll go and sing Afi de Beye, and the following year they'll come and sing Afi de Beye, and then the following year they'll come and sing Afi de Beye, and they keep singing Afi de Beye. Year after year they are singing Afi de Beye. I'm yet to see them sing Afi de Aye, Afi de Aye, Afi de Beye. When? My father started singing Afi de Beye, we woke up. My great grandfather was singing Afi de Beye, we also woke up. Me, my mate, to Afi de Beye on 80 years. Me, so me to Afi de Beye. Oh, come on. No. So that's why I'm teaching these things. So this is, I'm teaching you, do it every year at the end of the year. You take introspection. Sit down and take records of your life. What have you been through so far? What are your low moments in life? What do you think it caused that low moment in life? It's when you do it with meditation and spiritual fasting, a white fast, everything about it will be about you for the year will be revealed to you. Either you see it as you are sleeping, you see it in a dream state, or you'll be hearing informations. Now, after you have done all these things, you're going to get 3 coconuts. 3 dry coconuts, copra coconuts. Okay. And then, well, I don't know how you're going to get. For those who can access our office, you're going to prepare holy water. Okay, so you can come and get some of the holy water. We're going to use it for a directional exercise to cross over into the next year. This I have done almost how many years now, and it works. It has not failed me before. And today is the first time I'm giving out this exercise. I've given out to people. People have tried it. Even yet this morning, my wife is telling me that he hopes that we are going to do this exercise before they go for 31st watch night. And I say, yes, why not? We are going to do it. Because it's something that I normally do. So, but this is the first time I'm bringing out commercial, okay? When I say commercial, to the public domain. So, you're going to get dry copra, the coconut dry one. The copra. You're going to get 3 of them, if possible get 4. You are going to get a holy water, which I will be preparing at my center. Okay, you can come for some. Well, I think definitely I'm going to buy perfume, so there'll be a fee. How much I have not decided yet. Okay. For those who, the best is the holy water, because I'm going to charge you with certain divine names. And then I'm going to charge with certain psalms and do certain prayers on it. So the best is the holy water. For those who are outside, you cannot get holy water. You cannot reach out to get the holy water. So those who are outside the country and all those who can get the holy water, it's rather unfortunate. But it's better to use this process than doing nothing, because it gets some vibration anyway. So you get salt, the rock salt, you get reasonable quantity of the rock salt, and then get normal tap water. A day before the crossover, I will teach you what you are going to do. For those who will not be able to access the holy water, I'll teach you how you are going to consecrate the salt with this thing, and then we are going to use it in the 31st night, okay, so that you prepare it, then we use it. But for those who are close, who are around within our reach, where you can send for them and all those things, we'll do it, and then you contact our WhatsApp page and all those things. Call the number, okay? You can call the number on your screen. You can call this number, okay? Let's say this. You can call this number. You can call this number on your screen, and then you tell them you want some of the holy water. I think some is still available. The one we did last. Yeah, there's some available at the office, and then when it gets finished, I'll still be doing it, so that you don't need maybe a Vortic bottle size, yeah, or the mini white gallon size. So you call and then ask them. You give them your name. You write it down, so that when it is finished, we label it. We call you to come and collect it. Okay. Then you get the 3 coconut copra, and then we do it. There are few people who would come to the center. I don't want everybody to come to the center that 31st night, okay? But as selected people, I would personally call them to come to the center. I will give them information to come to the center. Then we are going to go through the process. Probably we are going to telecast, we are going to stream it, okay, on how we are going to do the whole process and everything. And it's my prayer that God is going to answer, so that we push out all the curses, all the spells, all the evil spells, all the evil incantations, and kofo anobone kofo akantia nyamabone kofo tia before nyamoma yetia ahumfia amaye nyametia nyina. You bet me break that energy now, which has become a burden on us. You bet me breaking it before we cross over to the following year. And this, I'm teaching you to do it yourself wherever you are around the world. So bear cry. So to me, as I'm back 31st night, I remember those days we used to have a friend. Or 31st night was sorry no. Okra holy water no. Okay, and okra ne winner one ne bag mo, because be na sorry one on to him ba. Yeah, bibia me father no one. Into one holy water no wa weje e one bag mo, and okra ne kube ne one bag mo. Into time mo wo asori dem ma mo ye cross over no pia ba bonten. Ebe ye direction no. What Charlie, we time reach. We just start. He said, make we start. Then I said, yeah. Then we'll go outside and be doing that one. Because he has tried what the church is doing. It's never worked for him. And when he started this, we realized that it's been working for him. But I was one of these workers in the church, so he has to be there. But it goes with his baggage. And to do that, we pay, I go outside. Now I reach right now, they are crossing 12 o'clock. So the crossroad of Nakoko journey was already not the mobile rogan. Wakoko jabed in Nego, and feel an empire in an echo. Now, what you honor, all the ancestral bondages and all the impediments, and then now walking away. What do you think? The universe operates in law. As I said that way, the mrane de yejuma. That's what Jesus Christ even can say to all those who are burdened and heavy laden. Come and I'll give you rest. Obey Jesus I didn't feel, so that you will be lighter. For learn of me, for my yoke is light. It's a so whichever thing is, people will ask you, so listen. There was a time in my life after my father died and I went to bury him. I say a day cement 50 bags, 50 kg, one bag esome. Nkwala school bag I medical school, it's a bag near empty. Na me de shemechi me be my breath is masua blog. So me drive car na odo onsa to me car seat in chia. Anya me console car seat in chia mean to me feel heaviness. And I me catch me spiritual teacher Nyakobo fa ne kranse ye fe no ye nickname friend ye fe no Oja Danny. It's an early my dad was in the 90s. He died in his 90s. Very spiritually educated man. Of course, because we were investing, I was a director of education as at the time, Amasaman District. Mr. Robert. So when I told him, I said, okay, fine, don't worry. So I said, koto kopra bra, koto akoko, a local egg bra, and we bought a few things. We prepared the holy water. That I'm the one who prepared the holy water, and I did the holy water. Then it took me, did the bath for me. From that day, they did the bath for me up to now. It's about 9-10 years now. That weight was gone. Now this is what happened. After we did that cleansing, okay, with the coconut and everything. He told me when I go home, I'll go and dream. When I went home that night, I dreamt, and in the vision dream, it wasn't a dream, it was a vision, because he took me to the beach side to do it for me at the beach. So by the time I drove from his place and I got to the house at Kaswa, it was the following morning. So when you say in that person, I saw myself standing in front of Awudome. I saw my personality standing in front of Awudome entrance. Awudome, for those who are outside who doesn't know, Awudome is a cemetery in Accra, and that's one of the biggest cemeteries in Accra. So I saw myself in the vision. I saw myself standing in front of Awudome. That is, I saw my personality, and I saw my soul coming from the cemetery of Awudome. If you knew, say you don't know what you are talking about. I saw my soul. So my body was standing in front of the Awudome entrance, and I saw my soul coming from the cemetery of Awudome, where my father has been buried. Now this is what happened. When I got to the entrance of Awudome, I saw two of my aunties, which have been given information about their ill practices. Now, when I got there, they told me that, where am I going? Isn't here enya here now papa da? Oh no, papa nya na mo beda. And in the vision, I told them, no. So me papa da ha, and no just me so me da ha. Enya ha na me da. And I left them, bypass them, and then the soul came into my body. And then the vision, and the following day, when I woke up from the vision and daybreak, since that day up to now, that weight that I say, yeah, this cement, assume I made an amno, it's gone and gone forever. This is my personal testimony. You'll be walking and be carrying burden. Soon adesua. It is there. But these are external energies, so you need these things to curb it. You need this mystical approach to curb it. Now there is the internal energy, that burden that you create yourself out of immoral life, out of evil thought and all those things you create yourself. That is where you need inner pacification. You need inner pacification. That one is not about bathing ritual water, bathing Tamil water. It has nothing to do with that one. It's an internal creation. But the external creation, the one somebody inflicts on you, this is where you use this one to handle it. So there are two different things. Okay, so what we are going to do is to deal with the external energy that people have inflicted upon us. And I told you that to deal with the internal ill energy that you have created, you have to reform your character. And I told one of them is I was given direction to write certain things on the paper and then go and flush it. And ever since then, I dealt with it. So this is what we're going to do. Okay, I'm not talking about the flushing one. I'm talking about and we must. So when to me cry now, you have to fast a day to 31st. So if you cannot, you have to fast on the 30th. When I say fast, white fast on the 30th. Okay, you fast on the 30th. You break at 6 o'clock. When you break at 6 o'clock, do not eat anything that contains pepper. Do not eat anything that contains soya. Do not eat anything that contains sugar. When I say oil, whether palm oil or vegetable oil or coconut oil, do not eat anything that contains oil. Oil is oil. Okay, do not eat anything that contains sugar. Do not eat anything that contains pepper. Okay, you can break with the fruits and vegetables. Okay, and then as I told you, I showed you in the spiritual fast, you can get when you grate the copra, the coconut, I want to sooner ebawana aya omode tofe no. So in so white coconut milk no. Odi anobeno amona we did for that night when you break, and then we do the 31st night, and then break over. The chiswa between the BBA ope. I hope I'm clear. So that is, you're going to get 3 copra. Could be a womiensa. You're going to fast on that day, 30th. If you can do it for 3 days fast, it's much the better. But if you can't do for 3 days fast, you do the 1 day fast. And that 1 day fast, you have to do introspection. Show weakness. What then they are enye ponyanko fire want me fan chomo jealousy womb watch bitterness wadam for so jealous. Write all those things down. We are going to work on all those things the 31st night. Now, after you have done all those things, before the 31st night, on the 30th, you will send me 3 prayer requests next year, because all year those inception, and so to me also find out unless a truthful prayer request, and your request wow unedwuma oyen so also person to car Lincoln Navigator and also person to private jet, and you know in America adia ewu hia one say this is a true need you have. 3 of them, you write your name and then those 3 things, and you WhatsApp it to this same WhatsApp number on your screen. 3 of them. Yeah, the Bay Empire that 31st night amount. Whilst you join the class, but we'll do it at the 31st night amount. 3 of them. And it's my prayer, and I know by the grace of God, this 3, it will be I'm not saying you have results from out of this 3. Hey, I did my year for many years. This is the first time I come in public with it. This is what I do every 31st night. And sometimes I even have about 5 wishes, 6 wishes, and by the time I feel you men kai eda my ya wishes in biambem. So let's start with 3. 3 honest prayer petition. Adia open say time 2025 beko e year no unsabeka. That year 2025 no nyama miensa. Obetro into chu dia na watro prayer request. Now they are sending to this WhatsApp number on your screen. Say open say support it with a donation. Me, I'm not taking you money for that. Yeah, already we have to do say the 2025 is a year of Saraka, Chideka, Thanksgiving. Okay, Papa yeah. Into person sending with a donation or to in anyway now, then you send the donation to the same number. What may I say? If you don't want to, you don't have the feeling to give a donation to, it is fine. Send a prayer request. You are not requesting money to it. But yeah, as I can say, yes, charity begins at home. Papa begins at home. So you send a donation at your own will. Say, oh, so yeah, fine. So you can send a prayer request and then get these materials prepared ready. And that is it. So your 3 prayer requests, your 3 coconuts, dry coconuts, you order for the holy water. So who are outside Ghana now to me now holy water na the best, and they have to be honest, because that is what I use. But sometimes we can use the salt, but it is not as potent as the holy water. Holy water more so you can use the same holy water, no? You can use it. So more holy water, maybe you can get the rock salt, you can get ordinary bucket water, and then if possible using Florida water, make sure you send with it, then we can use it for the 31st night. Until you get the Florida water, you get the rock salt, and then you get ordinary water, bucket of ordinary water. I'll show you what to do. And then we'll use it to charge the coconut, and then we'll use the coconut to extract all the bad energies from our energy field. Indian sometimes are there. So we use the coconut water, we'll use the holy water to charge the coconut, and then we use the coconut to extract all those negative energies and spells, enchantment, invocation, curses, hexes, if your energy field them. Then that's it. Then we show you what we do with it. So this is what I'm to share with you. So this is the preparation you are supposed to do. And then as I said, you send your prayer request, and then any amount you want to use it to donate to for the exercise we are going to do, you can donate it. It's not compulsory. The money should not limit you from participating. If you don't have money, and honestly God knows you don't have money, the universe knows you don't have money, participate in it. And if you have also to support, please, you can do so, but don't let it be an impediment in your way, please, because we are working by the grace. So this is where I want to end today's live session. If anybody have any further question, you can call the same number. For this whole break session here, when I will be handling the number, so when you call, the number will come directly to me. So you can call this number for any clarification and any further explanation. One TBB regarding the direction I be now. Please, moon participate you, because it is work. I have worked with it. I've lived with it. I've made people. We've done it for many years. It works. To try and participate. You can do it for family. You can do it for, if obet me a year me say I'm going to do it, but because you're there 31st night in on the 30th, my money and I'm catching up me ABC says na 31st me fear me say me cause I do it yesterday no time, so my year and not before 31st night, because she knows this is what we have been doing, and it does help us in so many ways. So try and participate in it. Do it for your family, do it for your kids, especially the kids. Do it for them, especially the kids. Do it for them. Different account, so try and do it for the kids and all those things. It is over here, that means my 2 per coconut 6. So my 3, that means each person will use 3 coconuts. You will near you 1, but when I cross over anything, but say you use 3 to cement to make sure. That is why it is going with the 3 request. But it will be why you use only 1 coconut, and that is maybe weekly. Every week we are will get off negative energies from your aura. Every outside about aura, you can use only 1. But when you a deep spiritual exercise, I crossover until I use 3. No, just the coconut don't need to. You can buy any coconut at random. I will show you how to cleanse it and purify. So you don't. I don't sell coconut here. So don't call me that you need coconut. I don't sell coconut. What you say? Don't sell coconut. It's sold on the market. So you can go to the market and then go get your coconut. Okay. I will energize it. I'll show you to energize it. Those who also know my office and they want me to energize it directly, I'll be very much pleased to energize it. Yes, obviously, energy comes in dimensions and spheres. It's there. I'll be and they are very different. I remember back in the days, now me teach an idea on my market. Now you call coconut no aba if na on one kasa energizing in na waton ama members never bad by me. I don't want to go to that charity. Jump people say I'm a ton coconut. No, I don't want that. It's not an arrogant thing, but it's something. There are things that I don't want to get associated with it. Indeed, please get your coconut. I will teach you to do it. Those who are close to my office and they would want to bring it to my office for me to consecrate it for them and do it, then you can also bring it. I'll do it for you, but go buy your own coconut. Okay, the holy water, I'll advise you get it from our office. Said Americano unto me who are outside Ghana, and I be our Ghana crab who chile unto me enya, because holy water I had there me person me posty. What you say? Honestly speaking, me person me posty because of you charge it with the vibration. It says I just a one casa obeje now I carry the alcohol, but I don't like to post it to dispatch rider and all those things. So these are some of the things. Unfortunately, these are some of the impediments I was spirituality. So wherever you are, so to me, assess the office or any holy water Nibia, then you get a salt, get a Florida water, 1 bottle of Florida water, a salt, 3 coconuts, and then a bucket of water. Then I'll show you a day before 31st night. I'll show you how you're going to do consecrations and all those things. Or maybe I'll let you do it there. Then I'll do the consecration process. And then you be the point of contact, so you repeat after me as I do it and all those things. Then we can get it consecrated for the 31st night. Thank you so much, and God bless you. For those who have applied for the classes, we'll reach out to you there. I'm having a few challenges, and I don't want to rush to get people who are not ready spiritually for the journey, so that power goes into the wrong hands, or knowledge, not power, but knowledge goes into the wrong hands. So please, we are still there for Christmas, but when you are celebrating your Christmas and spending money, reserve some, because the classes is not for free. Okay, so reserve some to pay for your classes. So we'll reach out to you and give you the invitations as and when I'm done with it. For rest assured, the class is going to start in January. Latest by mid-January or ending of January, the class is going to start. So thank you very much. If you want to join our WhatsApp group too, you send HMK, Hidden Mystical Knowledge, to the number on your screen. We'll add you to the group. Yes, Abraham, remind me, all those who have sent a quotation that they want to join the mystical group. Remind me for us. I think some reasonable number so that we put them on it before the close of the year. So those who want to join the group, you can send your this thing. We'll add you to the WhatsApp group. Now I have been educated by my good friend Nyansa on how to keep that community. And that community has been dull for some time, and I don't have much idea about this social media thing. We had a program in this place, and one woman asked me, "So do I have a community I manage?" I said, "What is community? I don't own a community because I don't have money to own a whole community." I didn't understand them. There was all like a social media group where people are there, and I manage the community, counsel them, advise them, and people. I said, "Oh, no, I have a social media group, but I'm not active in it." So they educated me on how to run. They call it community. So from next year, we are going to have a very active community. It's a community, is your family, okay? They call it, either it could be a family or a friends of the way network or something like this. They call it a community. So when people have problems, they can consult you, give them, and all those things. So now they have educated me. So if it has been dormant, it's because of lack of knowledge. I told you, for lack of knowledge, you will perish. And we lack knowledge in different ways, and that's why. So now I've gotten good education from next year going, I'm putting myself together. So we're going to have a very active community, very interactive community, even if it's every morning devotion or every 2 days. They give me so many things, we can look into it, and then maybe regular prayer points and all those things, prayer sessions. We can start to do it first every morning or once every week or whatever it is, or whatever information I download. I have to they call it money due or something like that. They call it money devotion. I share with the group and all those. So the agreement. So I'm thinking, because I'm new to that kind of lifestyle, I'm using this Christmas break to think of how to program myself, because already I'm so busy here and there. I don't even have time sometimes for my own family. So I need to be careful on how I get myself involved in extra activity. So, but I'm hoping and praying that by next year, the community, what they call the community, will be very active. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Remember that throughout the festivities, remember to show kindness, to show love to the needy, the poor, the widows and the widowers, and the orphans who have nothing to eat and they don't have anywhere to have joy and happiness. Be their joy, be their happiness. Celebrate with them. Don't waste your time going to all these rich people who have excess. They have cars, they don't even know what to do with the cars, and you still go and give them the little money you have. Give that money to the poor, the needy, and the widows and the widow one. The orphans walking on the street that they have nowhere to go for the Christmas. They have nobody to put smiles on their faces. These are the people you have to. They are in your communities. They are in your house. They are in your family. Charity, they say, begins at home. Begin with your auntie's daughter. Begins with your uncle's daughter. Begins with your niece, your nephews. Begin with friends and families close to your vicinity, close to you in your vicinity, and in and around your estate and your house. There are a lot of them. You are just not paying attention. You are just not watching, because your attention is on the big man who is already rich, because you think you can have some favor from that person, and when you need his assistance, you can easily approach him. But it is God that blesses people. It is universe that opens the door. No human being can bless you without the universe granting it. Don't forget about it. So don't put that in at the back of your mind. So put a smile on somebody's face. Put a smile and a laughter in the heart of some vulnerable, dejected, poor, widower, orphan, and let them have a sense to be happy, a sense to live again, and let them transmit this energy of gratitude into the universe, and see whether you're not gonna have the result. God bless you and the universe. And also, don't forget me. I'm also here. I need to celebrate Christmas. And so that on the first, I want to celebrate it big. Okay, happy myself. So we want to take you. I'm also going to identify people I'm going to send my giftings to. So let's make this Christmas a very wonderful one, very beautiful one, and a very loving one. Let's share, but the sharing must come out of the depth of our hearts, not out of responsibility and an obligation to somebody you feel you need help from, or you want to approach, or you want to get some assistance from the person. But let it be a pure loving sharing that brings laughter and joy to the heart and souls of people, so that our world become a better place. Stay blessed, and God bless you.